I swear there was a time I had clear skin and then one day it just wasn't, and cystic acne decided it wanted to be friends with me. I spent a long time covering it up purely because of what other people said about it and what I thought they would think, instead of in like a cool, empowering, I love makeup so I'm gonna wear it kind of way. Yeah, unfortunately not like that. Then I learned a lot about myself and beauty standards and decided to give a big fat FU to society and just think that I'm hot with acne, even if deep down I really didn't believe that, but in the end it ended up working. So I've been through and learned a lot over the past few years, so here's why having acne does not make you ugly. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Like most people, my introduction to having acne was ignorant boys and girls coming up to me in the hallway and being like, oh my god, Raimi, what happened to your face? Like that was like a normal or okay way to approach someone about how they look. Like, huh? And of course I got the same thing from family members and strangers, so it was kind of a rude awakening that people were not gonna be quiet about it and keep their opinions to themselves. So that was fun. Here's a small backstory on my acne, just in case you're wondering. My acne mostly comes from certain foods, stress, and birth control, which I stopped taking because of that. So in high school, I was diagnosed with cancer, so obviously I could not unstress myself out. So as you can imagine, my acne was making a permanent residence on my face just because all I could think about was how I have cancer, but then I also have like a test on Friday. Then on top of that, everyone pointing it out in a mean way or a regular way, or even in like a, oh my gosh, acne looks so pretty on your face kind of way. Even though it's not mean, just like the fact that people were noticing it made me want to just crawl in a hole and live there for the rest of my life. But high school was like actual hell, just because like everybody just said whatever they wanted, and I just got a lot of people being like, oh my gosh, maybe you should wash your face, like that comes from being unhygienic. This sentence actually triggers my fight or flight. Like, I just can't believe people actually said this. So I got off of birth control this year, and that has helped my acne so much, and now my issue is just that I love to eat dairy and processed sugars. So moral of the story is 99% of the time someone's gonna say something to you about it that rubs you the wrong way, and a lot of the time it could be our own selves, because oh my god, I can be my biggest bully. From my experience with being in a dark place with acne, it's just because society told me I was flawed and I just believed it because everybody else did. Societal beauty standards are everywhere, and one major thing is that we are taught from day one to embody other people's standards of beauty, and that is like the biggest thing we spend almost our whole entire lives trying to unlearn. Pores, textures, bumps, cysts, bruises, scars, all of that is 1000% normal. It's not ugly. It's part of life. It's a reaction to the things that we've been through, that we go through. It's just part of us. Things that make you ugly are internal. If you're someone with bad intentions, that will manifest onto the outside, and that is what makes you ugly. People feel that ugly energy. Beauty comes from how you make other people feel, period. It comes from if you're kind, humble, confident, how you treat yourself, how you react to other people. Those are things that make you beautiful. Acne is not, and I repeat, is not something that factors into being ugly. It's up to you to decide who you are and who you want to be, and you better run with it, because a couple of years ago I decided that I was just going to believe that I was hot no matter what, because I exhausted all my options. I was going to estheticians, I was trying to eat well, I was working out, blah blah blah. Nothing was working, and even when it did work, when I did get my clear skin back, for the most part I wasn't happy. We always think once we buy this one thing or reach this one goal, we're gonna be happy and we're gonna be fulfilled, and that's all it's gonna take for us to live a happy life. I promise you it's not true. Hitting goals is amazing, and it should never ever be downplayed ever, because everything that you achieve is just like, you should be proud of yourself. You really should, and I have taught myself that too. But I just always keep in my mind never to put your happiness into a goal like that, because once you hit a goal, you get there, and it's a little bit of a numbing feeling after a while. You're like, wow, I'm here and nothing changed. I'm still me, and now I just have this thing and I feel the same. This is why I did what I did. One day I woke up and I decided I am hot with acne, and that's it. point blank period, because I realized that like we get all of these things and we reach all of these goals and you still don't feel good about yourself unless you truly, seriously have put in the effort to love yourself from the inside out. Learn to be happy in all of your situations, no matter where you are in life, because the one constant thing is that you exist, and then literally everything around you is changing forever. There's so much more to you than just your acne. I'm sure you have so many amazing qualities and features and hobbies and interests and things that you're just absolutely obsessed with that make you super cool and unique. So focus on those things. I think it's all about balancing your brain and what you're giving your attention to. Some weeks my skin is the clearest it's ever been, and then bam, I start breaking out and I am humbled. The thing that always gets me in life is the high highs and the low lows. The drastic jump from my skin making so much progress and being so much clearer than it's ever been to having exploding pimples and cystic acne and whatnot can be such a bummer and make me feel just so ugly and like this is never gonna go away. And that is something that's really hard to deal with, even with all this knowledge I have about beauty standards and how none of this really matters and how it's okay, and you know, just like everything that factors into it. It's still gonna be really hard to keep my head on my shoulders, and I know all of us go through that. So here's what I think it all comes down to training yourself to change your mindset. So these are the things I try to do when I feel myself about to spiral over my acne. Number one, remember to go with the flow a little bit more. Every time I thought my world was ending, it never really did, and that's really comforting in hindsight. So that's just like a good thing to keep in mind when you have acne and it just starts to flare up again. Just remember, this has happened before, or even if it hasn't happened as bad as it's happening now, everything in life comes and goes and passes. It's gonna be okay. Number two, affirmations. Mine are kind of silly, but they're authentic to myself. It's just how I talk to myself. So they're usually along the lines of, I'm super hot and these random red bumps don't change anything about that. Or, as long as I'm nice to people and nice to myself, I'm a beautiful person. Or things like, I just have to eat better and stick to my routine and this will all be okay, it'll all pass. Things like that, just like to comfort yourself and to put it out into the universe. It kind of feels good to feel like you're telling something in the universe, like, this is what I want to happen. Can you work on it? And I'll work on it. And I don't know, it's kind of comforting. 3, make yourself feel good. So having a flare-up can be really just like a hard hit to mental health. So some things that I do that are kind of like frilly and on the outside that do actually help are to fill in my eyebrows even if I'm staying at home, put on my favorite pair of pajamas, like the cutest ones that I have, or put on an actual outfit if you can stand to do that, or just like putting your hair in a cute hairstyle even if you're not going anywhere. Basically just dolling up all of the other things about yourself just to make you feel more put together and more beautiful, because I feel like that is like one of the main points of having kind of like a breakdown about acne over time, is that you just don't feel beautiful. So I think just like dolling up the other features about you can really kind of ease it and just make you feel better. And number 4 is just a little message for me that you and your acne are both adorable, the cutest thing ever, and I don't even have to see you to know that. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions about your acne journey and how you feel about it, so I'm gonna answer some. How do you take pics without only focusing on acne? In my photos, I usually have a full face of makeup on, but I do have a few where I don't have any makeup on my cheeks and I just put like brows, mascara, concealer, and like have my hair and outfit done and whatever. But I don't think it's about like distracting from your acne. I think it's more like embracing it, and like once you feel beautiful and you are like exuding confidence, then like nobody else is really questioning like, oh my gosh, she has acne. You know, I always try to like enhance my other features. Like right now I'm just wearing concealer, just really makeup right here and not any on my cheeks. People ask me all the time how to get rid of acne scars, or how have I gotten rid of acne scars, and I'm just like, I have no idea. I have a few products that I do use. Well, I have one product. It's the Diamond Bright Skin Lightener from Glymed Plus. It is supposed to reduce pigmentation and brighten the skin through cutting edge technology, blah blah blah. That's what it does. So I use that, but in this point in my life, I'm not really focused on reducing acne scars. I'm focused more on like the acne part of it still, but I always recommend going to an esthetician because they know it all. Find a good one because they know it all, especially mine. She's so smart and she's so sweet and I love her. If you don't believe me, here are all my scars. Yeah, so I have not gotten rid of them yet. I've just made progress with my skin texture, but they're all still there. Wish I had more self-love and confidence even when I had acne. That is something I regret in the past too, because I feel like my acne stopped me from doing so many things and missing out on so many opportunities just because I was so focused on what I thought other people would think of me that I just opted out of doing things. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that one. This is why I'm always telling people, like, I promise you, you are so beautiful and people are not looking at it as much as you think they are. And people who like hyper focus on your acne are usually people who are not okay with themselves and have like a weird botched mindset about how people should look, so you shouldn't even like care about what they say anyways. But yeah, definitely feel you on that one. Someone said, I don't know what to do. I've tried everything and it makes me feel ugly. I have definitely been in that position, and I think a good place to start is one, with what you're eating. For me at least, dairy and processed sugars are like the absolute worst. They make me break out every single time, along with red meat. I think it's good to make sure you have good products. I use the website xoxo. I'll put it in the description. You can copy and paste the ingredients of what you're using into there, and it'll tell you if what you're using is irritating to your face or if it has good non-irritating ingredients. And you can just tell, because if there's yellow or red circles coming up, that means red like really bad, or yellow like it's kind of irritating. But if it's green, then you're pretty much in the clear. So that's how I usually test out most of my products. How should I de-stress myself? Even when I see my acne, it stresses me out even more. I feel this. I get stress-related acne and then I get stressed out because I have acne. It's like a whole entire cycle. And for me, what is comforting and kind of calms me down is having a good routine, because I'm like, okay, at least I'm trying. Alright, so doing my skincare routine morning and night makes me feel like I'm really making an effort to try to make it go away, along with trying to eat better. So I would guess all in all, just making an effort kind of makes your stress go away, because if you're not really doing anything about it, then your stress levels are going to be through the roof because you just know it's going to get worse. Alright, let's answer one more. Okay, this isn't a question, but I think this is just like a really good message. So she says, I had acne since I was 8 years old. I'm 19 now. It was a great factor in my self-esteem. I had bad times because of it. Last year I had a boyfriend that literally said that my face was ugly. I'm so glad you left him. Just because of acne, and obviously I felt bad, but at the same time I am grateful, because I have to reconstruct my self-esteem from the beginning, and now I'm confident in my skin and looks doesn't matter. The real value is in the heart. I'm so grateful for my acne. I feel that. I feel that on a spiritual level. There are so many outside factors that contribute onto how we feel about ourselves and our acne specifically, and like once you just take that power back and start to be like, if I never knew like what anybody else thought about acne, I probably wouldn't be tripping like how I am right now. And that is just like, wow, if beauty standards didn't exist, I would probably be fine. But on the other hand, acne is painful, unpredictable, and can be detrimental to your self-esteem. And I just think it's really important to kind of do some soul searching on the inside and focus on the other parts of you and the other parts of your life, because that is really healing in a way. Alright, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for listening. Please let me know what you guys think about this self-love series episode 2 in the comments down below, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, all that good stuff. I love you so much, and don't forget to like and subscribe because both of those things are free.